Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and I sat through Oasis of the Zombies. Let's talk about how bad this movie is. I first heard about this movie through the reviewer Grapevine when a buddy of mine, Mad Matt, did a review of it a long time ago, and he said it was one of the worst movies he ever sat through. I also saw it was on IMDb's top 100 worst movies ever made for a while. I don't think it's on there as of now when I'm making this video, but I remember a while back it was on there. It was pretty high too. It was in like the top 5, I think. Currently it holds a 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb, so there you go. It's a Spanish film directed by Spanish director Jesus Franco, and it was released in 1982. And, well, the director Jesus Franco has directed like close to 200 movies, all the way from the 1960s up until 2013 when he eventually passed away. So, and this is hailed as quite possibly one of his worst. This is hailed as a infamously bad movie. So, the movie itself is about these Nazi zombies who are protecting gold that is worth $6 million in this little oasis in the desert, hence the title. And we get the traditional opening kill of two hot young teenage girls out there, and they get killed off by the zombies because, oh, they were trespassing in their territory. And then there's a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different side plots that we get in the film. Let's just talk about the two main ones. The first is we got this colonel who fought the Nazis back in the day and thought he killed them off, but oh no, they're coming back. And so they're zombies now, and he's telling this to a buddy of his, and then the buddy ends up lethally injecting him, and he's going off to try and get the gold for himself, and he ends up getting killed. So there's that whole subplot right there. You get that in a good hour-and-a-half movie, filled with nothing but padding and boring scenery shots. The other subplot is the son of the colonel is this young teenager guy, and he has a bunch of friends, and they're going on a vacation, and they end up coming across the oasis, and slowly everyone gets picked off one by one, and he's like the lone survivor. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Yeah, all of his friends end up dying, and he ends up living, and there's this whole scene at the end where he's talking to what I can only assume was like an apparition or something, telling him about how you were the one. You survived. You were the lone survivor. And I'm like, okay, like, what? Why is he talking to this guy? Who is this? Okay, he's the survivor. I guess that was supposed to be a connection to, like, his dad was a survivor when he originally fought the Nazis, but I don't get that. Okay, so that part happened. Like, I don't know why it's an apparition. It wasn't even a ghost of his dad. It's like, okay. I might as well talk about the effects and the production. It's very bad. I mean, the footage in this looks like stock footage, which wouldn't surprise me because apparently a lot of Jesus Franco movies actually use stock footage, so that's probably part of it. But it also looks like they filmed a lot of this in like the 70s, and then they shelved the footage and they were like, okay, we'll work on this some other time, and then they eventually went back and filmed other stuff, edited it all together, and then they released it in 1982. That's what I'm guessing, because a lot of the footage in this, it looks so grimy, and it just the production, the camera work, honestly, yeah, it looks a lot like Manos: The Hands of Fate. And this goes into another thing, another comparison to Manos: The Hands of Fate is that this movie's boring. They reuse a lot of the same shots, and they'll show like alternate takes of people for some reason, and yeah, it does a lot of the same things that Manos: The Hands of Fate does, where they just stretch things out to keep scenes going, and you're just sitting there like, this is an hour and a half long. We have to sit through this. And it's just painfully boring. While we're talking about the production, I gotta talk about the zombie costumes. Some of the costumes are like, okay, it's not good, but like, there's some stuff where it's like, okay, they put like dirt and mud on people's faces, and they put like worms and the people aren't really making that many expressions, so it's like, okay, it's not good, but it's something. Other zombies, they look like the Mac and Me aliens. Like they have like the mouths are shaped like O's, and they have these big Google eyes, and I'm just like, it looks like the Mac and Me aliens. And yeah, the gore effects are just, you know, sometimes they'll cut away. Most of the time they'll show people getting bitten into, and then fake blood splurts everywhere. It's very, very micro budget as you can get. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say. It's just kind of your standard low budget foreign zombie movie, but the big draw with this one is that this one's really just boring. Yeah, I honestly would put it on par with Manos the Hands of Fate, although some people I know would argue that Manos the Hands of Fate is funnier because, you know, the MST3K episode, it's like, there's more to riff with it. There's probably some of that with this, but overall, yeah, I honestly just put it on the same level as that. It's a bad movie. It's so boring and just, I don't know, like parts where there could be interesting things, they just didn't. And if there was anything interesting, they just dragged it out. And that's really all I can say about Oasis of the Zombies. So there you go. Next up, I'm going to be doing a review of a TV series, a failed one. We're going to be looking at the Geico Caveman series. So look forward to that. That's going to be the last video of Media Wiz for April, and then we're going to start back up in May. We got some stuff planned, so look forward to the review of Cavemen, everybody. Until then, I'm the Media Wiz, because 1 Art Forum wasn't enough, and I'll see you guys in the next video.